I am unboxing a piece. I don't want to talk about it, but let's talk about it. So what I done was I could not, if you remember a couple videos ago, the AC condenser that I had here that I ordered a long time ago, I couldn't really get it to fit right. And so I decided I would order another one and see if this one works. If this one fits better, then we'll use this one. But if it fits the same, then we'll just send it back and use the other one. This one I ordered, it's the same brand of the compressor that I ordered. So hopefully they work well together. This one has some corrosion resistance coating on it and all that kind of good stuff. And so yeah, let's start getting this thing fitted up to the car, see if it'll work, and go from there. So just right off the bat, I'll show you. This one, the little grommets right here on the sides and the corners of the piece, it has these little guys inside of it, these little grommets. And these do not have any like threading in them. And the bolts that run through that holds this thing in place has to have threading. So the other one that we have appears, it's kind of hard to see in there, but it appears to have threading inside of there. So I'll have to swap out these little fittings onto the new one to see if it works. So we're off to a good start. And also, these little studs right here, it didn't come with any kind of hardware, anything like that. So I'm assuming they wanted you to take the stock ones off and put them onto this one. But our stock one has long since been gone. So we'll have to use this one and hope that these things thread in the same and fit in the same holes like they're supposed to. I'm assuming it will, but so far we're not looking all that great. So, all right, let me get these little caps off of here and see if I can thread these little studs in and see if they work the same. I'm sorry, are you pressurized? I'm gonna open the garage door and then we'll get these out of here. I gotta take that trash out, good Lord. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna stand back a little bit. Okay, that wasn't all that bad. Come on. Oh yeah. I'm not even sure this thing fits yet, so I'm not sure why I'm stressing out about getting these little things on here. Let's take it to the car and see if we can get it to fit in there first and see what we got before I start putting all this together. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's get this thing and see what we're working with here. Well, I can already tell you it fits into the holes on the bottom supports better. I know that for a fact. Man, it fits way better like through here. The other one's like almost rubbing the core support. This one fits right where it's supposed to. Like how the frame is designed is where it goes. That's very nice. I'm gonna have to bend this thing out right here, I think. I just don't think it's gonna fit right there. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna pop this thing in and see. It just doesn't look like it's aligned how it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? Right there. Now see, that is in there, but now it hits up here where this line comes through, which doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so as it turns out, that stuff is really, really easy to bend. And so I kind of took off this support bracket they had on the little arm there, and we just kind of bent it out and like kind of tilted it a little bit. And now, what do you know, it fits perfectly. Check it out. So we got the top one on right here. Everything seems to be mated upright. The bottom one here, everything looks mated upright. It is kind of sticking out a little bit more than it was, about a ½ an inch or so, I guess, maybe a little bit more. But everything looks lined up to me now. So we got the thing clipped in right up here. So it's not moving, it's not hitting anywhere else. And so I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna take the piece back off just to make sure nothing like cracked or something like that. I didn't hear anything, but I just wanna double check it. But I'm gonna go ahead and call that good and say it's on there and it fits nice. I do, however, wish that I still had the OEM one. I would just like to compare it, you know what I mean? So far, these aftermarket like AC condensers don't fit the best. This one I had already that I had for a while. I got that one from Advanced Auto, and that one didn't fit all that great. Like the arms and stuff on the bottom, the little feet and stuff like that just didn't fit that great. I had to trim those rubber boots and all that kind of stuff. Still didn't get it to fit right. But then this one, the UAC one, that one fit a lot better as far as like the feet and everything. It's still a little bit off. It's still, you know, whatever, but we made it work. We'll see how long it lasts. And, you know, if you're doing this, I guess if you're replacing the AC condenser, just try to find an OEM one. I don't know. But like I said, we'll see how long these last. I may be changing these out in the future anyway, and it won't even matter. So yeah, I'm definitely going to call that one good. This one also is a lot straighter. That one's straight. And then the one I had from AutoZone has this like really wild kind of curve to it. Like, look at that. I don't know if that's just how it came, or like it was in the box for a long time. Like I never got it out. So I'm assuming that's just how it is. As long as it doesn't hit the radiator, we'll be in good shape. That's another, that just came into my mind that I hope we don't have an issue with, being as I bent this thing so far out, will it hit the radiator? So let's go ahead and install this thing, and then we'll get the radiator out, and then we'll see if I'm gonna cry or not. We also had to grind a little bit of the corner off of this little support piece right here because it's also hitting the front of the core support there. It shouldn't be this difficult, but here we are. Luckily, all this stuff bends wildly easy, so it's not like the worst thing in the world, but good grief. Do you guys hear that out there? That just reminds me of a clicker from The Last of Us. And where are you? That doesn't sound like a squirrel. I do see a big nest up in that tree, 2 big nests. That sounds just like a clicker, if you ask me. Anyway, disengage ADHD. Okay, we ended up getting that thing on. I guess I'll just hang on to this for maybe, I might have to have it in the future. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let's get this thing out of here and then we'll get the real star of the show. Gonna bring over the brand new Samco hoses, clampage, and then this thing is gonna be absolutely beautiful. I've saw them on several people's cars. They seem to be the choice to go to. And so that's what we did as well. Let's pop on our CSF radiator. I can't wait to get this thing out of the box. I have had this thing for quite some time, as with most other parts that we have here. And I'm ready to see it out of this plastic. That's our AND fittings and regular pipe fittings. We'll put those right over here. Oh, this thing looks so good. Comes with a fan that attaches to the radiator, so we get rid of the old poopy OEM ones and we get this nice fancy one to mount to it. Ooh wee. It does not have the little rubber feet that go onto the frame, and they don't come in the package, so it's a good thing that we ordered brand new OEM ones to go on there. That's like the little rubber feet that they kind of like mounts into the frame a little bit. We got stickies in here, hot damn. Boy, let me tell you, it is a mirror. Good grief, this thing is sick. Let's get our stickies off the front. Excited about that. I'm always excited for stickers. Find my razor blade yet again. I just had it. You know, it's not good probably how often I lose razor blades, being as they're incredibly sharp. Haha, found it. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, this thing is absolutely beautiful. This is a bummer. I might have to get a hold of them for this, or we just get ourselves an aftermarket radiator cap, but the little damn, the badge is like coming off of it already. Let's get the fan installed, and we'll get our bracketry to put it onto the car itself, and then we're gonna mount this thing, and it's gonna look, I think this thing, as I've said many times, like there's always something that's like gonna make the engine bay or complete the engine bay, but this thing is gnarly. Let me grab that plastic and I'll lay it down on the table here. Let's get this fan on there. No hardware in there, it's all right here. So we'll mount it just like such. Let's get our bolts out of here. I may eventually, I don't have the time right now to order some titanium ones, but everything I have here now is, whoops, I believe is accounted for. So I can't take any away from my current inventory, but I need to order some little M6 guys and get some tie on here, because I tell you what, this custom blurple color we got would look freaking sick on here. Why aren't you going in place? Oh yeah. Perfect. Are they not long enough, or what's the deal here? Why are you not going where you're supposed to go? What the hell? They're not wanting to thread in. It's almost like they're, with the space of the fan, it's like the bolts are too short to reach the threads in the fitting they have on here. But I feel like that's not something that they would have an issue with. I feel like they know how long it's supposed to be. But it literally just threaded in. If I remove it, it threads in by hand. I slide the fan over in front of it, and I can't get it to even reach the threads. So perhaps these bolts are not long enough. That's unfortunate. Do I have anything here that would even work? I've got tons of other hardware. Let me see here. These are the same size, so I doubt they're gonna work either, but we're gonna give it a shot. That's so weird that that's not, like, the bolts are not threading in there. Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to read a book.
But from what I know based off of hardware, right there's how you measure it. These two guys are basically identical in length if you take away the lock washer and all that stuff. So the lock washer and the washer on here is what's causing me not to be able to get to the threads, because this one with no lock washers or washers gets 2 threads in. This one doesn't get anywhere. So these bolts here are 12 millimeter. Fudge! I don't have anything here that would be like 15 millimeter, etc., etc. Maybe I can get the fan on later, and I'll just have to order some hardware. I mean, that's all there is to it, you know? I'll have to order some hardware for this thing and go from there. Let's just put the fittings on and we'll move on from this. Now, moving on to said fittings. We got a little bit of lubrication on the O-rings, and we'll just thread these puppies right on in. They've got O-rings on there, so that's what they use to seal. Oh. Now we'll grab our wrench, put that on there, and very carefully, not to scratch anything, tighten this thing down. Once again, take a guess. Take a guess if this wrench fits it. I'll give you a couple seconds. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit it. This one here is pretty big. If this one doesn't fit it, I'm throwing it in the creek. That doesn't even spread out any more than that? Are you kidding me? You gotta be joking me, man. How many times, if you guys have been following along, how many times have I had to go to the hardware store and buy another tool, another wrench, another socket, anything? How many times? Far too many. That's how many. It's a 1 in 5, it's 33 millimeters. Why, like what? Unbelievable. And I don't think I've put like big boy wrenches anywhere else in my tool drawer here, so I guess I get to go to the store one more again. Brand new shiny wrench. Oh, word, it actually fits. What? Too bad I'll never have to use this size again, probably. Give her one more snug here, and that should be good. Oh. All right. That is on there. So now we can move on and probably go put this thing onto the car. Here we go. Now, if you're curious, this is the 4, 5, and 6 radiator. So the inlet is on the far side of the radiator. Okay, we're into that intake line that I was worried about. We'll have to fix that. But holy crap, it clears the AC lines. Man, that is sick looking. That's in there, ladies and gents. Ow, mother F. Ah, man. All right, let's put together these little radiator support brackets, and I'm excited to see this. I've been thinking about these parts for quite a while as well. Ooh wee, this looks so good. Now check this out. I think these rubber grommets are on upside down in reference to OEM, but they actually sit more flush onto the core support this way than the other way. This little bump stop right here makes it sit up too high, and the angle's like too steep. So I went ahead and turned them over, and it fits better this way. So I'm gonna run with it like this. Oh, that's incredible. Next up, it is finally time. I wonder if I should put the top hose on first or the bottom hose. Probably the bottom. Well, I got the hose onto the bottom fitting down there, but this one up top, I mean, this thing goes all the way back to like the curve of the water pipe on the motor. So I'm gonna have to trim it, but for how much? Oh, I still have the OEM radiator hoses, BRB. Yeah, so here is the OEM hose. Line that up right there. I'm gonna grab my hose cutters and we will slice this thing up. All right, these gigantic chongos in here. Ooh, just stuck my finger in there. And they sharp. I wasn't sure there for a second that these things even opened up far enough, but they do. Here goes nothing, I suppose. We're not gonna get it all the way on the first cut, I don't think, but here we go. Ta-da. Now we just flip her over and do one more cut. We got that. I went a little bit ahead of my line, so I'm gonna cut it one more go. Maybe I can just use a razor blade now. I'm gonna try it on this piece just to see. Oh yeah, I can use a razor blade. Why was I even bothering with the big cutters? My only hope now, as I'm trimming this and I'm following this line, I hope the lines are straight. They're not like twisted around the thing. That would be funny if I had just like a crooked ass cut. Also, I know I'm probably doing it right now, but don't ever cut towards yourself. My dad always taught me that, and I remember it, but I still seem to do it for some reason. Okay, went ahead and got the lower hose on there. Now, this one is a bit different because it is a 4-5-6 hose. Now that I know I can cut it, that's fine too. So we can work around this stuff right like this. So if we put it on there, yeah, it lines up just like that. And man, it's close. I'm gonna cut about 4 rings off of this hose on this end. We'll slide her on. Oh yeah, look at that. I did figure out that those those lines on the hose are kind of like rounded around it, so it's not exactly straight. So be careful if you do that. Look at that, boys. This thing looks absolutely incredible in here. Love how it looks. Love the new hoses. Ugh. Holy cannoli. So with putting the AC condenser and the radiator on, that basically takes away everything I think that I have inside as far as like parts going on the car into the motor part, which that is just wild to think about. That literally hit me as we finished putting on the radiator, that like just how far we'd gotten and how far we'd come and what's left, which is not much. So there's a lot of like buttoning up to do inside the engine bay here. We got to go through, make sure all our clamps are tight, all our connectors are tight, all our connectors on our wiring is good to go. I got to fix some things on those, on the power steering tank and the overflow tank. We got to put that fan on the radiator, obviously. There's just little small things that we got to go through, make sure everything's good. And then I want to get this subframe and stuff on as well. I want to get it as complete as possible. I hope I don't regret that in the future, but if something goes that wrong where I have to take all that stuff back off again, I'm going to cry for a while and then we'll get back to this. But I do want to get the subframe and stuff on there. I want to get inside of the car and we'll put at least the dash in so I can mount the cluster and all that stuff. The gauges are good to go. They're all hooked up. They have been for a while. Those I can just mount up here on the A-pillar. But I want to at least get that stuff in there so I can monitor everything, and that way we don't miss anything as far as like pressures and whatnot and diagnostics and all that stuff with the motor. And so we'll get that stuff in there, and then we're moving right along. First start is in the near future, and so I'm trying to wrap my head around that right now. I'm talking a bunch, but I'm having trouble finding the words that I'm looking for to talk about this and where we are in the project. So thanks for sticking with me through all this. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.